Culture Club and Karma Chameleon. Touch of the red, gold and green. We're sticking with the green on the next item. Have you ever had a thought about what you might do with a garden or an allotment? Has it crossed your mind about growing your own fruit and veg? Well, allotments are booming in popularity at the moment, and there's an open event in Rotherham this evening which will cover everything from planting potatoes to keeping chickens. You may associate allotments with men of a certain age and flat caps, but not so anymore. Younger people are getting into the idea of growing their own organic food. Our reporter Jill Orwin's been to some allotments in Sheffield to meet a 26-year-old who's hooked on growing his own.
Yes, I'm at Hag Hill Allotments, just down on the Riverlyn Valley Road in Sheffield. It's a very big site full of allotments here. Some of them are a little bit messy, some of them have obviously been newly started, and I know it's a lot of work. But I've met Paul Walsh down here. Paul, you're only 26. What made you do an allotment?
My grandparents actually grow their own flowers in their garden, so I've always had it in me to want to continue the growing side of things in our family. And the allotment came really as my housemate spotted that there were some available and suggested that we get two side by side, which we did, and here we are.
So you've obviously planted at one side, that looks like a few fruit trees down there, and then a big polytunnel, so you've worked hard already.
And now that we have the orchard established and the polytunnel established, we can grow a whole range of vegetables actually out in the raised beds, and then in the polytunnel more exotic varieties such as figs and grapes. Then that leaves us with the other side to tackle when we've got time, really. So we do have a lot more trees to remove.
There's a massive tree root there. How are you going to shift that?
Yeah, we estimate that probably weighs 1.5 tons, so we are going to have to get in chainsaws and cut it up into smaller pieces and take it away, yeah.
Have you actually eaten anything off your allotment yet?
We have eaten quite a lot. Within the first year you can get potatoes, garlic, onions, so you can grow right from day one, really.
And is it true what they say? Does it taste better?
Absolutely. I've never tasted vegetables that are like the stuff that we've grown here. I mean, they're all grown organically, and yeah, they're phenomenal.
Now, Paul got started growing his own veg with the help of Richard Clare, who runs courses for people who fancy an allotment but don't really know where to start. Got Richard on the line now. Evening, Richard.
Hi, Dean.
Do you get many younger people like Paul coming along to these courses that you run?
It's a nice age range, but the younger generation have got more ethical commitment, and they could have been eating organic food for the last 20 years, because organic baby food started about 20 years ago. So they've got raised expectations of what they'd like to be able to do. But it's vital that they're realistic and have a sensible time scale, like Paul took 2 or 3 years just to get up and running. And the job he's doing is part of a restoration, carrying on from 30 years of neglect. We've not cared for allotments enough. But there are people prepared to put time and effort in. And, yeah, we could describe this as a kind of plan B. I'm not expecting the supermarkets to close, but I know the price of oil's going up. So it's just to have a bit of a backup plan, but also in relation to younger folk who may have gone to university and got a degree and then not be getting a job out of it. So we've got to find something...
That's for everybody then, isn't it? I mean, what sort of things do you teach people?
There's a range of practical techniques, and I also supply not just information but do demonstrations, have slides, supply them with some plants to get them up and running and a few seeds. So it's a kind of complete package to give them a good idea about what they're doing. And also, yeah, I run an access project, which means on some of the allotments now, you can't get an allotment because they're all taken. So the only option is to join in with a group of people who are doing it in some way. And, yeah, I'm actually employed doing that for the last 10 years.
Does it actually save you money running your own allotment?
In the longer term, and if you invest wisely. But there is a lot of people starting up and they've seen the telly and they think, oh, I want all that, and they'll spend thousands of pounds, but not actually get that return. But if you spend wisely, and thinking 5 to 10 years ahead, that's where it does pay off, that kind of longer-term investment.
That's a big commitment. Richard, thank you very much indeed. That event, all about growing your own fruit and veg, is at the Hub, which was previously the New Life Centre on Canklow Road in Rotherham. Starts at 5:30 tonight, so if you're thinking of growing your own and you ultimately would like to get hold of an allotment, it might be something for you.